This is actually crazy. Create Coaster Simulated came out about a week ago, and a couple days ago I made a video about an add-on that adds a bunch of new track types, and now there's already another add-on, this time adding launches, brakes, and cart detectors. So previously, if you wanted a launch, you had two options. You could either build a pretty complicated setup with redstone magnets, or you could just use a chain lift like this, and set your motor to the maximum speed. The problem with this though is that like, it's fast, but it's not that fast. Most real life launch coasters go way faster than that. And you could get around it by like increasing the maximum speeding config, but it was always just a bit janky. But now we finally have a good alternative to that. The add-on doesn't even add new items. You're just, instead of using a chain, you take your redstone magnet and you just go like this, and there we go. So this, I assume, is our launch track. Ooh, it's, you choose the speed. Oh, and you can do like a swing launch too. We might have to try that. So if I just do like 30. So now it launches so much faster. And it actually like accelerates smoothly. The chain just like immediately put it to the speed. So this is great. Oh, and I almost forgot the most important part that we can do now, because of the other add-on that I also made a video about. We can take the track style tool and choose whatever track we want. There we go. Yeah, I really like this track style. 4-4 of red. So then this is where we're gonna go and do our first launch. Since I'm showing off the add-on, I'm probably gonna do multiple launches in this video. Okay, so then we do this. Before we continue with the coaster, I'm real quick gonna make the train, just because the launches depend on how heavy the thing is for how fast they accelerate it, so it's gonna matter. Okay, the train's done now. Now I just have to build the start of the layout. And this needs a little bit, just a little bit of bank. I think this is the one that needs bank. Yeah, it's way better. It's gonna go off, it's gonna go off. Okay, if that went off and I had to rebuild the whole thing again, I would have lost it. Let's try 30. Dude, this add-on is so cool. I mean, like the chain launches and stuff were fine, but having like the actual like LSM fins push it along is so awesome. Man, this roll looks so good. You should probably subscribe to the channel about that. The ride I made in the last video was so rough that I need to atone by making this one perfectly smooth. So now I want to do a swing launch, kind of like on Pantheon at Busch Gardens, and for that we need a switch track. Let's see if I remember how to make one of these. I made one just the other day, so it shouldn't be too hard. So now, just for now, I'm gonna build like a really tall spike that there's no way it's ever gonna get over. And then later on, we'll switch that out for the top hat. Now there's a new thing with this add-on. This is like an optical sensor, but with the problem with optical sensors is that there's a chance they'll miss if the car goes by in one tick. This always hits it, so this is just like a better version of that. There we go. So now the switch track is in the right position because it hit that detector. And now we need another detector on the other side. This should switch it. Yep, it works. Let's do a launch. Launch is going to be pretty short because I don't want it to accelerate all the way on the first go. So it starts with this. Makes it a good way up. Hits the sensor, goes up the spike. And then this is the part that needs to work. There we go, that's what we wanted to see. How the heck did this end up over here? The coaster this is part of is all the way over there. How did you get here? Back over there. I'm sure they'll make it back alive. Okay, I kind of want to go into like a stall. That might be too big. Even though it's like weirdly long, doesn't seem that bad. There we go, because we want heartlining. Heartlining is when you have it rotate around the train instead of just around the track. Give this a bit of bank, I'd say. Gotta have that bank. Wait, I just realized something. I've just been using the lame regular track this whole time. I've completely forgot that there's custom track. Yeah, I feel like that already looks a bit better. And then we can go do another roll, because I love my rolls. That's why they call me John Roll. I'm obsessing over this roll way too much. Rolls are hard though, I don't know. Like, I'd like to see you try to make a roll that smooth. You could never. I mean, maybe you could. I don't know who you are, but I feel like you probably couldn't. Here's what I'm gonna do. Because right now all this stuff is sort of like weirdly floating, I'm just gonna like raise a bunch of the ground. Okay, I think we're almost done probably, because the station's over there. I think we just have to like wrap around here and then we're basically done. I kinda wanna do one more inversion, but I don't wanna do just like another roll. So this right here is called an outer bank because like it turns left, but it banks like the opposite direction. So that instead of pushing you into your seat, it pulls you out of your seat, which is more cool and awesome and hip. Okay, that's way too tall. Unfortunately, this is way too tall and the thing can't even get over it because it has lost too much speed by this point. So we're just gonna have to do some smaller hills. And then bank this a little bit the other way. Maybe I will do one more inversion. The end's like right there. Maybe I have time for like a sneaky Mosasaurus roll type thing. Okay, I think that's as good as it's gonna get. So now we're basically at the end of the ride. Okay, let's test this out and see how it runs. So the ride is feeling pretty good. However, there's still no supports, so I'm just gonna go ahead and do the supports. And supports are boring, so as always, I'm just gonna cut to when the supports are done. Okay, the supports are done. So yeah, we're just gonna go to the POV. After the last video I put out, my channel finally hit 2 trillion subscribers, and now we have our set sight on 3 trillion subscribers. So if you're not subscribed yet, get subscribed or get left behind. Also, while you're at it, you might as well join the Discord. Alright, we're approaching the swing launch. This is the best part of the ride. This is also the part that I used the new add-on for, since it adds these launches that you can do pretty easily. This was technically possible without the add-on. It was just a lot harder because you had to do stuff with like electromagnets, and it was just a whole thing. Like, no one wants to do all that. This part's also really cool with the giant stall. Comes around, do a roll. This roll took so long to get smooth, and even now it's not perfect. And then there's the ride, it's just a couple of airtime hills. Actually, while I was doing the sports, I added a launch right here, just because I want this ending section to be a bit faster. And the last roll, and then it's just a turn, and then a turn around, going into the end of the ride. So yeah, hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you later.